Hey everybody, Gary at Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at a bullish setup in Amazon today. You can see that Amazon going into the lunch hour just kind of started to consolidate and chop sideways. Had a slight upward bias. You had a higher low right here. It's higher than this previous low. And then another higher low right in here, which was higher than this previous low. However, you're just kind of channeling flat across the top and ultimately just channeling up and down inside this channel right here. Poked up here, had a couple false breakouts, which was actually following what was happening in the ES. The ES was doing the same thing. The ES was chopping in a channel as well. A couple false breakouts to the upside. You had this pullback, and this pulled back right to the 20 right here and left this doji. Now this would have been a continuation doji to the downside if you had this next bar had triggered it to the downside, because this bar was all selling, opened here, closed here. So opened at the top, closed at the bottom. This bar was all selling. That was actually looking a little bearish, and it left this doji and again pulled right back to the 20 SMA. Left the doji, and this would have been a continuation doji to the downside had you triggered it to the downside, or in this particular case it was a continuation doji back to the upside because this triggered to the upside, and we were in a kind of a consolidated uptrend. Again, higher lows, pretty much equal highs. So whichever way this next bar triggered this bar was going to determine whether we were continuing to the downside or continuation to the upside. As it turns out, this was a continuation to the upside on pretty decent volume. You can see this was a pretty narrow range bar, and yet you actually had more volume than this larger bar. So you can see we had green volume. Buying was entering the market on a pretty narrow range bar, and then this triggered to the upside. And so you either had the continuation doji triggering above 77.54, or if you wanted to play it more conservative, you wait for the breakout of the channel to the upside. That breakout out of that channel happened at $79. I'm sorry, actually 1979. The continuation doji triggered above 1977.54. The breakout was above 1979 even. And then Amazon proceeded to push higher and then really took a big rush right into the close. You can see these last couple bars into the close were very strong bullish bars, and which was the same for all the indexes. All the indexes ripped higher into the close, and all of them caught a higher close. It ended up closing up here at 1998. So depending on where you entered, you had roughly $20 move, give or take, in Amazon. You could have played this with a Delta 70 option. The Delta 70 option would have cost you around $52, and you were risking 6 because your risk was going to be below the low right here, and that would have been about $6 on your option. So you're risking about $600 on your option. This went ahead and pushed up, and you should have been able to close that out for around $68. So about a $16 profit on your Delta 70 option. So you're risking about $600. Should have made somewhere around $1,600. So not a bad profit, not a bad risk-reward ratio on a breakout in Amazon this afternoon.